Appellate Authority. Appellate Authority means an authority appointed or authorized to hear appeals as referred to in section 107. So, appellate authority means the authority which is authorized to hear the appeals. This is very simple. Next, Appellate Tribunal means the Goods and Service Tax Appellate Tribunal constituted under section 109. The first one is Appellate Authority, whereas the second one is Appellate Tribunal. It is the Gst Appellate Tribunal constituted under Gst Act. Next, Appointed Day. Appointed day means the date on which the provisions of this act shall come into force. Let us recall, means the date on which the provisions of this act means GST Act. So, the date on which the provisions of GST Act coming into force is the date called appointed day. So, GST was implemented on 1/7/2017. So, the appointed day is 1/7/2017. Next, assessment. Assessment means determination of tax liability under this act. So, it is the manner of determining the tax liability under GST Act. So, what are the inclusions in assessment? So, and it includes self-assessment, number 1, reassessment, number 2, provisional assessment, number 3, summary assessment, number 4, best judgment assessment. So, assessment means the manner, the determination of tax liability under GST Act, and it includes self-assessment, reassessment, provisional assessment, summary assessment, and best judgment assessment. So, how does our assessee pay his tax initially? He does self-assessment and then he pay his tax. So, after that, the GST authorities just scrutinizes the return and find out whether any tax is being missed out or not. Next, associated enterprises. So, here, associated enterprises is not defined in GST. It is assigned the meaning from Income Tax Act 1961. So, associated enterprises shall have the meaning as assigned to it in section 92A of the Income Tax Act 1961. So, what is the context of associated enterprises? Associated enterprises definition is helpful because the context which is used in GST is time of supply of associated enterprises within India and time of supply of associated enterprises located outside India. So, it is that place where associated enterprises concept is being used. So, hence associated enterprises being given the explanation here. There is no meaning as such, it is defined in GST, but assigned the meaning from Income Tax Act. So, it should be remembered that associated enterprises and related party, related person are closely related meanings. So, there are some exclusions and inclusions here and there between them, but most of the cases they have more or less close meanings. So you please compare related person and associated enterprises always. Next, audit. Audit is a very wide term. So let us get down to the meaning and break the meaning one by one. Audit means the examination of records, returns and other documents. So it is an examination of the records, returns, other documents, etc. So the examination is not restricted to a single thing alone. It is very wide. So audit means examination of records, returns and other documents furnished by the, maintained or furnished by the registered person. The word used here is not taxable person but registered person under this act. This act refers to GST Act, or the rules made thereunder, or under any other law for the time being in force, to verify the correctness of turnover declared, taxes paid, refund claimed, and input tax credit availed, and to assess his compliance with the provisions of this act or the rules made thereunder. So, audit is being conducted for the purpose of verifying the turnover, taxes, refund, input tax credit availed, and other compliance related matters. So, these are the things for which audit is being conducted. So, audit is a very wide term. It is expanded to records, returns, and other documents which is maintained or furnished by the registered person under GST Act. So this is the meaning of audit, and the government can appoint a chartered accountant to conduct an audit if it needs so. Next, authorized bank. Authorized bank shall mean a bank or a branch of a bank authorized by the government to collect the tax or any other amount payable under this act. Let us get down to the meaning. Authorized bank shall mean a bank or a branch of a bank. Whether it can be a bank by itself or any branch of the bank which is authorized by the government. It should have been authorized by the government to collect the tax or any other amount payable. Not only tax but also penalty, interest or any other amount payable under this act. So amount payable, any other amount payable, predominantly it refers to interest, penalty and others. So the authorized bank is authorized to collect the taxes, interest, penalties, etc. So who has given the authorization? Government. So it can be a bank or a branch of a bank. So as of now, how many banks are being authorized to collect tax under GST? It is roughly 25 banks as of now. So the government has authorized nearly 25 banks to collect tax. Authorized representative. Authorized representative means the representative as referred to it in section 116. So, who are the persons who are authorized? Authorized person means the one who is authorized to represent a person. So, who are the authorized representatives? Let us come down. His relative or regular employee. The employee of the person can be then authorized representative, or an practicing advocate who is not T-bar. A practicing advocate can also be an authorized representative provided he is not D-bar. Practicing chartered accountant, cost accountant or company secretary, again they must not be D-bar. Retired officer of the commercial tax department of any state or union territory. not below the post of Group B gazetted officer of 2 years service. Next, GST practitioner. So, there are some persons who are authorized to represent. And who are the persons who are authorized? First, his relative can be a representative, or a regular employee can be a representative, authorized representative. Second, advocate, chartered accountant, cost accountant, or company secretary, and they must not be debarred and they must be practicing. Next, retired officer of the commercial tax department. He must not be currently working, but he must be retired officer of the commercial tax department of any state or any union territory. And he should not be below the post of Group B gazetted officer of 2 years service. Minimum 2 years service he must have served, not below the post of Group B gazetted officer. Next, GST practitioner.